Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TCR. Yes, I'm back from my pit of despair of murder, and welcome back to the Platinum class. It's been a couple of weeks actually since I've been around. So we've got Kitten with me to help me out with what happened last week and where the standings are like. Kitten, that was a terrible intro, wasn't it?
Yeah, not your best, but
No, that really
on
was
the bright
bad.
side, it's only up from here.
Oh,
We've Freeze won in France last week after qualifying P8. It's really looking like nobody can catch him, unfortunately, for 19 other drivers. Iroll got a podium, P3, and Lopez coming from the back of the grid got a great P2 on alternate strategy. As for the standings, Freeze is up 168 to 92 over Badfast ZX, who once again is not in attendance, so that's only going to get wider. Iroll is nipping at Badfast's heels. He's at 90. Breezy at 88. Xander at 82. Double A at 76. Lopez at 73. Be Good and Go-To are tied on 66 for P8, and Sequit coming in late in the season is P10.
well, what are the constructors looking at? Oh, do we not have those?
You're asking a lot of me right now. I can't read, JB.
Can you not?
It took a
Oh,
lot out of me.
I'm
It took a
abusing
lot
my
out of me.
co-coms. So I've go away for 1 week. Hello, B. I've missed you. Yeah, I was away for 1 week and immediately I come back and I bully my co-coms. Yeah, we'll leave the constructors for now. So I missed a week and we're here in Hungary. As we've heard C-Freeze is obviously being Mr. Cool about everything and running away with all of the championship as he can do. I mean, what a... I wonder if Freeze is feeling bad at this point just by winning everything.
That's 6 wins out of 8 rounds, and it's not like he's even been the best driver every round. I mean, he was certainly in 3 or 4 of them, but through the rest, it's just down to other drivers, making bad calls at the wrong time, just making mistakes, and then just like last week in France, I know you didn't watch, but Freeze was really just there to pick up the pieces once everyone's tires went off. And yeah, it looks like he's headed for his third career championship in TCR. Wonder if
Ooh!
he's the Nelson PK of us.
Talon has jumped up to P2 just as someone jumps in the chat saying the top 4 are in trouble with their tyres. I mean, yeah, they are, but look at Talon now on the medium compounded tyres.
That's a fast time on mediums, 16.5. We were looking at 17.5s on mediums yesterday.
Just not to take away from TCR at all, but in the stream I commented on earlier, in the night, we were at Silverstone and someone got and I'm not kidding, on a qualifying lap time, a 1:25.8. I mean,
It's Silverstone?
That's Silverstone, yeah. There are some insanely quick people on this game, and Talon right now is one of them.
Oof, I gotta say, Freeze has a lot to live up to there. He's gonna have to nail this this lap on mediums, and it looks like Be Good's gonna be in front of him on this hot lap, or he's on his out lap right now. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. As is Dougie's. Dougie's going out on softs. Freeze is sticking to the mediums. So he already has a lap on. So we should mention the Sequit is in pole position, but on those softs, ooh, Hot Bread up to P2 on the softs as well. On those softs, they're not going to last very long. I think for the most part, ooh, double A, 116 flat. I think mainly the medium to hard is probably the best strategy over the distance of the race. Although softs do get you track position, so we'll see how that all plays out.
And we can definitely see, is this a day where C-Freeze once again gets dethroned as Mr. I am going to win everything in TCR because I like to. Oh, Lopez wide, and he is going to qualify P9. Where is Mr. Cool? He's coming through Sector 1 now. Won the last race in France, which I was gutted. I had to miss France. I was so annoyed.
Dougie on softs.
Well,
sorry,
C-Freeze catching the car, and that's qualifying over. Well, no, he's still going.
Looks like Dougie made a mistake as well. Dougie was on softs, and he's all the way down in P11. Might actually be better off uh, having that tire choice at P11 than qualifying on the softs.
Secret is on a lap time, so is C3's. Now here comes the trouble of, has C3's impeded the Williams? The fact is C3's is on a lap, so he has no reason to get out of the way.
Yeah, it looks like, I think Secret just went off. He might have gotten a penalty for that. See if he ducks in the pits. Looks like he's going to stick to it. Maybe he didn't. His fail retires.
C3's coming to the last line now. It's a 17.0, so it's still P10. That's a pretty poor show from one Toro Rosso, the other one up in P4.
P2 next to double A. Oof.
Secret could probably say that, oh, C3's impeded me, but the fact was C3's was on a lap time himself, so there was no reason for him to get out of the way.
Now I'm a little... Okay, never mind. Yeah, looks like pretty much everybody has covered here. Yeah, qualifying over. Double A with yet another pole. I think that's his third of the season. Secret in P2, followed by Hot Bread. Hot Bread, by far his best qualifying of the season in P3.
I hope to see Hot Bread up there today. He's had some tough luck, so let's just run through the rest of the grid. As we've been through the top three, so we have Double A in P1 by only a little bit, only a really small amount from Secret ahead of Hot Bread in P3. Talon in P4, what a good qualifying from him, ahead of the sister team of Red Bull as professional in P5. iRoll is in P6 and Doff is in P7. Zandamar is in P8, Lopez is in P9, C3 is in P10. Outside the top 10, then free tire choice, Dougie is in P11. Go-to guy in P12, Be Good Fever in P13, Fatal in P14, Jones after crashing is in P15, Joe Breezy really struggling in P16, and Hyper on his first outing for TCR is in P17.
Yeah, some tough qualifying coming off of a pole in France for Breezy. Unfortunately for him, he has a family and kids, and he had to move houses. So, couldn't give it quite a 100% effort here.
Well, he didn't have to move anyway. He could have just stayed in the old house.
I mean, yeah, he could have just stayed there for a little bit. He did say that he will have a gaming room in the new house, though. So
yeah, but do you remember he has a family and kids, and fathers never get what they want.
That's true. Yeah.
And if fathers get what they want, then they are definitely not fathers from England. Because I tell you now,
I'm intrigued. I think much like France, the strategies are varied quite a bit more than your average Formula One race. You got guys starting on all three compounds here. Hards to softs can work, mediums to hards, soft to hards. Softs wear off really quick. It'll be an intriguing strategical battle here in Magyar Nadij.
Yeah, a few people going for the hard strategy, a few people going for the medium strategy. Actually, predominantly, it's actually a pretty even split between all the strategies, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the same thing yesterday, and to an extent on Tuesday as well. Obviously, the guys on softs in the top 10 are locked into that. So I'm looking at someone like Talon could really break the schneid here on those mediums.
Talon's got to stay out of trouble. Position. And who's more in trouble than Hot Bread in front of him?
I rolled exactly behind him.
I wasn't gonna go there because I hate on iRoll way too much.
He's kind of like he's kind of like the punching bag for
TCR's bad boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the bad boy. He's got a fan base in Quebec City.
Got Pastor Maldonado status.
Should mention doth thou hoist. Say that 5 times quick.
I can't say. I've got to call him just Dolph, because if I do, I am just going to yell into a very, very racist attempt of doing a German accent.
Whoa!
So he's just Dolph to me.
Is that racist? But a P7 in his second race. Nice qualifying from him. even though he'll be on the softs to start. Undercut should be a viable option, along with overcut, if you have the cojones to try to pull that off.
I think the cojones is going to be questioning now to see who's going to lead into turn 1 here for 35 laps of racing. Seafreeze in P10, he's going to have to do a lot of work today, or pray that it's just like last week where he's having to pick up the trouble. What are you expecting to see, Kitten, before we get a 5 red lights?
I expect to see a very even start.
Let's see, though.
Some action down the grid.
And then we're gone. It's a good start from Secret in P2. A bit of wheel spin further back, which looked to be from a Red Bull, but it's fine. Yeah, the Red Bull was dropping down. Secret is actually leading now into turn 1. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? Seafreeze looking to stay out of trouble with Talon already up to T3. And then someone's wide. It looked to be the Ferrari. Talon now battling with Hotbread, who's trying to battle back through the field.
Oh, Doth Thou Hoist just lost a major part of his front wing against Xandermar's gearbox there.
Oh, coming towards the dangerous turn 4, the blind right-hander where Ralph Boschong's engine failed in Formula 2 this season. Several people battling through, and it's going to be interesting. Sector 2 is Jones.
Is that Jones? It's Jones around. Jones around. It looks like GoTo might have had a little bit of problems too.
Fatal down the inside. Oh, Be Good's been punted. Joe Breezy and Go-To Guy is... Oh, wow, this has become bumper cars. This has become bumper cars.
It's Monaco with more greenery, is the old-fashioned saying about
Whoa! Hypertoast getting his elbows out early in his TCR career as the Canadian tries to battle through, and Seafreeze momentarily down to P11 after Lopez decided that he wanted to have a try at being at P10. Lopez looking very quick right now on his soft compounded tyres. He's got to get the move on if he wants to get through. Double A leads from Secret in P2 to Hotbrain in P3. Good start from Hotbrain to be able to hold P3, isn't it, Kitten?
Yeah, but I mean, those tires are going to be going off pretty quickly. We're going to have to look for that. Talon, not exactly far behind, but he might fall into the clutches of Iroh and Dougie with a fantastic start, it should be said, from P11 to P6. Really good stuff from Dougie on the medium tires. He might be thrusting himself into a position to score a podium.
Will there be a multi-21 situation though, because the professional is right behind him on soft compound. Will Christian Horner shout for the Red Bulls to swap positions? Or we'll see, or will Dougie decide to be more Sebastian Vettel than Mark Webber?
JB, it's actually Ginger Spice, Christian Horner's wife, that runs Red Bull's TCR program. So I apologize.
I have political opinions about that woman, and it is not friendly for the stream.
All right, Ginger Spice, we apologize.
To the inside line comes Be Good, but he has to drop out the move as I try and not mention the fact that Horner married a slapper. He's bumping and bashing Joe Breezy through the corner, and Breezy's not really got the pace on those hard compound tyres. He cuts back across. DRS is now in play here, and it's time to go and play with that rear wing opening, and that's just be such an advantage now for drivers as we look at Hotbread and Talon going side by side.
It will be. I haven't actually gone out there with a ruler and measured.
Contact! Professional round! I'll try and make a move on his teammate, and then he hits Xander, who got thrust into the air.
Oh, and Xander's going to have to make a 3-point turn here. That is not ideal.
To be honest, I've got to just applaud the what's it called, the crash model in this game, as I so often do. Purely down to the fact of, is that Jones? It's not Jones. It's Professional. He's back round. He's managed to cause it because his tyres are overheated.
Yeah, those softs are melting right now. He's going to have to throw all those hards on as soon as possible.
So that was the most realistic accident I've seen in a while on the F1 games, where a driver gets squeezed, hit in the rear part of the side pod, and it sent the car into the air. Very well done to Xander. 3 points for the landing. A little bit more for the entry.
And now Xander's right up against... Whoa!
Professional's got nothing in that car. He's been struggling all day.
I'm not sure what just happened there. I don't know if you caught that, JB, but...
No, I just cut back.
It looks like Xander was trying to get back in front of Professional, but Professional almost looked like he broke checked him on the heading
Well,
into the third to last corner. Now Xandermar's going to have to pit. He lost a good section
potential.
of wind.
That means, oh, Hypertos has had trouble as well. He's round, and the 21 cars just taking a moment to clip the tyres up. There's something wrong. He's powering back up now. And the Mercedes, where is he? Oh, he's round to turn 1.
Oof. That's a weird place to lose it. I wish we could get a replay on that.
Yeah, I wish I could. That'd be interesting
Jones
to see.
is typically our producer, and he's in the car right now. As Biga did get around Breezy, and Breezy's going to force the issue going to the chicane. That is a move that you don't see too often.
It was such an interesting few laps in TCR already.
Yeah, we were focusing more on the action at the back, but it looks like Talon did get
lagged out.
He's up to P3.
Hypertos has either lagged out or has left the session. There seemed to be a bit of lag for a moment, so I wonder if his lag just affected the entire lobby and has kicked him out.
I'm not sure. It is his first race. You know, sometimes you don't have the luck on the first race, as it looks like Be Good is headed to the pits. Looks like he might have busted a front wing.
Or did he bust the front wing, or did Joe Breezy bust his front wing for him?
You never know. You never know. Around here, Fatal's currently the top runner on the hards, though. So Fatal is looking good. I think the hard to softs. I didn't really get a chance to explore that too much last night.
Ooh, Hot Bread.
Can be viable.
Hot Bread cutting turn 4, I believe that is, which sent him almost into gravel, but getting a time penalty. Dougie considering a move into the chicane, but deciding ultimately not to. On his medium combat tyres, really doesn't need wing damage earlier on in this race as he tries to battle his way up to the podium. I think the softs are going off.
Dougie's going to bide his time here, and I think lap 5's around the time those softs are going to go off, as Dougie is getting a lot of dirty air through the very slow third sector.
I think we'll see Hot Bread pit this lap. I think we'll see Hot Bread pit, because look at the car, it's just fighting him. Does he choose to pit? No, he carries on.
No, he doesn't.
I personally would have pitted that lap, and I would have gone onto the hardest compound.
I probably would have too. I think Dougie's going to get him. Yeah, he's going to get him on exit. He's not going to wait for the DRS to open.
Secret moving late across him in the braking zone. It's okay though. They weren't side by side. DRS open though on Talon's car. He's being forced to the outside line. Secret is not giving it up. Talon's trying to find his way through, and he could not do it. That was a very, very robust defense there from Secret. No secret about it.
Secret did go on record this week. He said that he doesn't think there's anyone better on the brakes than him in TCR Platinum class.
Oh,
so that's
see, I'm good. I'm good on the brakes. I'm just not good at then turning the car afterwards, because normally I'm in the wall.
Yeah, Will Stevens is my co-host.
Joseph Newgarden as well. I'll let you know. Right, I have feelings on Newgarden. Purely because now he's beaten Rossi the title too many times. I'm not happy about it.
He's G.I. Joe, dude. He's an American hero.
Yeah. That's also one of the reasons I don't like him, because he was the boy that came out of America versus all the Europeans that were destroying Indy at the time. But nonetheless.
It looks like Talon's going to have DRS.
I won't doubt his talent, just to clear it up. I won't doubt his talent. He's a damn good driver. I think a shot in F1 wouldn't be a miss for Newgarden. But anyway, yes, Talon.
Oh, Secret loses it going side by side. Oh, and that's going to be Dougie.
That's Dougie trying his hardest. There's going to be contact if they're not careful, and we saw what happened here between Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo. This time, it doesn't happen. But Secret, incredibly quick off a corner. Oh, that's a move you don't want to make, and Secret knows it because he stomps on the brakes.
I don't think Secret had much defense right there. He flat out lost it. Going side by side with Talon through turn 1. He was on the inside, just too much power to those rear tires, and he went off to the inside.
Must remind people, if this is your first time, or you've just forgotten, following, Duff's out.
Let's see
Okay.
if we can catch. Oh,
Yeah,
we
well,
lost it.
that's exactly where Jones lost it in qualifying. Is that enough for a
Yes.
safety car? I'd put a safety car up for that, wouldn't you?
I would, but I don't think Codemasters wants to.
Oh, Secret into pit lane, Hot Bread into pit lane, and Double A carrying on. Not in pit
Yeah,
lane.
looks like everybody on these softs, except for Double A, have realized that those things can't go much further. Double A's had a pretty easy drive so far. He's got 3 seconds to Talon, but Talon
Won't be
is
long.
gaining. He's on
He's
what
gained
I
way
would
so
consider the
much. Look at
preferred.
that.
Yeah, he's gaining a lot, but so is iRoll. iRoll on the back of Talon.
I think iRoll's being spurred on by the fact that they have Dougie in front of him as well.
That's true. And now Talon did have full ERS, and it looks like he is turning it up right now.
My
He
cat
knows
decided
now
to
is
join me on
his
my lap,
chance.
so I've got kittens next to me and on me as well. This is amazing.
So tell him I said what's up. It's my cat. Yeah, Double A took out, or Talon took out about half a second on Double A in that sector.
Oh, more. He's taken a second of him this lap. He's
Double A's got a pit now.
absolutely
It's just not
shredding
done
him.
for.
He's in. So Double A making sure that he heads to pit lane, and he's all safe as he heads in. And now our race leader will be Talon. That's one AlphaTuri that we don't normally mention at the top. Oh, did I say AlphaTuri? Did you hear about that? Tell me you heard about that.
I did, and to be honest, it's doing its job because I had no idea what it was until I actually had to look it up. It's a clothing brand.
Yeah,
It's like Offspring and Kanye West clothes.
They're going full Benetton now.
No, you might as well for the B team. Nothing to lose.
I quite like it. It just screams purple, you know? Just it sounds like a name that would be purple.
I don't like the idea of having two separate alphas on the grid.
Side by side for Jones and Double A, and the previous race leader is through as Jones just had to lift off a little bit on his 8-lap worn hard tyres. Yeah, I think it's a bit uninspired to have another Alpha on the grid, especially with Alfa Romeo being on there. If Alpha came in afterwards, then it wouldn't be a question, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you wonder why they didn't do it in the first place, but I guess they didn't have clothing brand in 2006. I can imagine Scott Speed rocking some AlphaTauri gear. Seems like his style. Jones on the 8-lap-old hards. I think if those hards are ever going to come in, they're going to come in around now.
Here comes Dougie.
But it looks
Dougie
like
is about to funk and punch his way past the Quebecian.
Ooh.
And that's a move. I'm just making all the gaming comments today because iRoll is going to try and get through. Now, I heard on the grapevine that iRoll is actually becoming the latest person to join the Fanatec army.
I believe he is. I think he said it's going to ship out sometime in the next month or two. Should be ready for Season 10.
Clearly, iRoll decided to use the Fanatec affiliation that TCR has. If you don't know about that, that is the fact that we have a friend over at Fanatec. And if you told them that TCR sent them, this sounds like a drug deal gone wrong. If his name's Maurice, I had a good thing going and now I completely lost where I was going with it. But anyway, there'll be a link at the end of the stream in the description if you feel like you check it out. Have a look at the TCR products that Fanatec give us. That's the wrong way around. Oh god, it's like having been away, isn't it?
That's what happens when you get sick.
Oh goodness. But yeah, look at the products that Fanatec gives all of the TCR drivers. They're really worth it, actually. I had a nose at them the other week.
Oh, Dougie.
Oh, Doug's through.
Talon.
Dougie is through, passing Talon. When you put yourself into the water.
As you're handling your business, Dougie's out here handling his business.
Yes.
Not sure. Talon does have a full tank of ERS going. A lot more than the drivers in P1 and 3. But gotta say, Dougie just absolutely flew by him right there.
I wonder.
DRS.
Okay, so Dougie and the other Red Bull and Professional look a little bit. They look to struggle a little bit in the corners, but on the exit, he disappears. I wonder if this is setup related. I wonder if Dougie's wings are so much skinnier than everyone else's.
It's a good question. If I had to guess, I think Doug did have a hot lap on softs at the end that he made a mistake on, and he decided that being P11, being able to choose the mediums, as long as he kept his nose clean for that first lap, would come back to him during the race, and it has. But once again, for the second consecutive week, we have a top three are within a second and a half of each other. This is good stuff.
And of course, the best engine manufacturer are in 1-2. We'll not argue with that because they're the only engines I could ever actually win a race with. But yes, anyway, just if you want to take a look at some of the Fantech products, they're really good products, really sturdy products. There'll be a link at the end of the stream in the description after YouTube has done all of this YouTube business to upload the video. Have a look at it. The TCR admins do a good job. And, soon we'll have to do plugs for the TCR merchandise. Because I hear that's in the pipeline as well.
That's true. That's true. We are pimping ourselves out for Fanatec. You see their billboards lining the track. Anytime you race there, has nothing to do with actual F1. No partnership whatsoever. It is just us, TCR.
Jones with a time penalty now in
yes,
P10.
It should go worth mentioning that while you were reading the promo,
which I actually need to write a script out now because I keep mecking it up too much.
Yeah. Probably Freeze is gonna slap you. It is. Here's a segue. Freeze did get a 3-second time penalty as well during that. So although he's a couple seconds back on iRail right now, he also has that 3-second penalty that might come back to haunt him if he has exceptional pace on those hard tires. Gotta say though, go-to Fatal in pretty solid positions on these hard tires. Could be enough for top fives, which I think either one of them would take. Fatal had a really good start last week, but it kind of unraveled and wound up with a single point. But yeah, overall, I think the race is going to be between Dougie, Talon, Iroh.
Lopez to the inside at turn 3. He's right there. He's going to have to get through because Jones having to lift off and saying, right, you go through, I'll follow. But Jones looked very quick on the straights. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I was mainly paying attention up front. Should give Lopez plenty of commiseration for his effort last week. Looks like he's trying to take the mediums an ungodly distance this week, though, unless he picked up some damage that we missed. I don't know, it's 27 laps on mediums. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Could be a two-step, though. Not sure.
Well, looking at the top, Talon's been dropped by Dougie a little bit, and to be honest, Iroh's not really staying as close to Talon as possible right now, does the 94 car.
Not particularly. But Talon is saving a lot of ERS. He might be. He just might feel really comfortable on the hards, and he's waiting for Dougie to pit so he can overcut him, get those hards on, and hopefully track him down towards the tail end of the race. These mediums should be wearing off by about now. I would expect to see pits in the next few laps.
Do you want to see some drama? Zanzibar and Professional back together again. Remember, these guys made contact earlier on in the race. And Xander is looking incredibly fast. Look at the switchback he used. Oh, and that's a thanks for hitting me off earlier slap there.
I think that's a middle finger from Xander, a virtual middle finger.
Yeah, P1.
Not sure he's too thrilled.
Oh, I don't think Xander's going to be happy at all. The only reason I could piece together what happened to just was flicking through the camera angle. Xander with a time penalty now. That's understandable with the way he took the line there.
Here's your weekly TCR fun fact. Xander, close personal friend to Justin Bieber.
Oh
Hail
god.
from the beautiful city of Stratford, Ontario. So, ladies, please direct all inquests Xandermar's direction. He's got the plug.
To the inside comes Secret as he tries to battle Joe Breezy, and Joe Breezy is going to have to go the long way around if he wants to stay there. He's going to turn to the inside line into turn 3. And he gets turned in on by Secret. He's in the middle of the road. He's got to get to the outside and spin back around so he doesn't take his teammates out. He has a gap to Hot Bread. And Breezy is dropping well away from everyone else now.
You know, I don't want to. I mean, he told me he really didn't practice this week either. Obviously, he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh god, Professional's about to go the inside of Xander again. They're touching. These two aren't happy with each other. I think that the stewards might be putting these two both in mid-race in a minute, because they're about to go side by side in a very inopportune place where you don't go side by side. Wow, that was close. Wide. And they touch. Xander did brake check him there, I think. Actually, I won't portion blame, that's a little bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah. His freeze eye roll is the first on the mediums in that lead pack of 4 medium drivers to pit. Quick stop from him. He's going to try to undercut. I don't know if freeze is much of a concern with that 3-second penalty. He probably will be towards the end of the race. Talon is starting to turn it up again on Dougie through this middle sector. It looks like he's within just a few tenths.
He's got the power.
We might have a Titanic.
He's got the power.
We might have a Titanic battle on our hands once again.
AlphaTauri versus Red Bull. I mean, AlphaTauri, again, it's such a weird thing to say. I'm testing it out if you can't tell. I'm trying to see if I can say it. Secret with a time penalty as he tries to battle eye-roll.
Doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't sound right. They might as well call it Schwarzenegger's sparkly Austrian pants at this point, mightn't they?
There you go. Yeah, I would. I mean,
and that's
I'm not
the product that TCR is going to bring out.
Not a big fan of long. Oh, and he's going to follow Dougie. Talon's going to follow Dougie.
That was a late call from Talon, though. I wonder if he thought.
Yeah, it was. I don't think he was going to do it unless Dougie was going.
Now, who comes out in front? Is it the Toro Rosso? That's better. Or the Red Bull? That does sound nicer. So Red Bull already out. Toro, there's going to be a big gap. Drop in.
It's a long drive down pit lane. For Talon.
He's in the pit line, is he?
Yeah. As they reach the pit line, they go back to full throttle off the pit limiter.
And it's still eye roll on the undercut. Didn't happen though. And Secret's not far away either.
Double A did happen by close to 2 seconds. Those are 8-lap old hards though. The other guys, I wouldn't anticipate them catching him right away, but as this race wears on, I think it's a very possible outcome.
Views on the Professional pulling into pit lane. No new front wing, but he is serving a penalty as he serves a 5-second stop and go penalty, and then he gets.
Yeah, he had a stop go from his first Shimano with.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there he is. He had a 5-second on that first stop. It was.
I wonder if he was texting. Don't text and drive, kids.
Yeah, definitely not. Otherwise, you'll end up like Santino Ferrucci.
Oh, what, driving IndyCar? Zinger.
Actually, pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't do bad in Indy, but I think he's grown up with it since F2. But I still lost a lot of respect for him. Looking now at Lopez as he aims to pass Secret. Oh, who's better on the brakes now, Secret? Look at the move from the daring Dominican, who is not giving it up.
Oh, Lopez bringing joy to Dominican kids all over.
He's close. They're going to touch if they're not careful, and Secret knows he had to back out of it.
Good battle going on. This is a good battle right here.
That was Alex Albon level braking there as Lopez gets a time penalty. He kept his foot in though. Oh god, I ripped full Lando Norris with that voice break there, didn't I? That should be a degree of measurement. I went full Lando Norris.
Ooh, the secret almost loses on the curbing coming out of the S's there.
Look how quick they
Should be
are.
good.
It's so they look so unstable, and yet to the drivers they're thinking, "Ooh, that might be a little bit loose."
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
Honestly, I thought you had a yellow
Jones!
flag. Oh, Jones! No, not Jones. Oh no,
No.
where's that at?
It's a long haul. We're gonna try and find out where it is for the stream. That's a big. Oh, he's lost it on the curb. Oh, that's a big accident.
Right-hander.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Nuts.
That's tough.
McLaren
That's
are gonna
tough.
be. You wonder why McLaren are going back to Mercedes engines.
Yeah, you're telling me. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
That should be a safety car.
A lot of things should be safety cars, but I still, I say it every week, JB. I'm still yet to see a safety car.
I was in one. I was in a safety car train yesterday, and then the lobby went wrong.
I mean, personally, I would like more safety cars, but
It's a fine balance. It's a balance whether I feel like they just need to hand control over to like spectators to be able to call a safety car if possible.
or commentators for that matter.
Yeah. Oh, the race is boring. Safety car. Don't give me that power. Honestly, I will seriously mess with things.
You call a safety car every 5 laps. Yeah. Turn into a
Faithful
NASCAR
go-to guy into pit lane as Double A resumes his time as the leader. And Dougie Falcon, who set the fastest lap last time round, is a little bit away from him.
going to be in there too. Ooh, Fatal with a better entry onto the pits. Should be set a lot later on the brakes.
Which is quicker, Alfa Romeo or Haas. The American team dropping it back. And because we've got a little bit of gap, also Alfa actually gained time that time. Because we've got a little bit of a gap between drivers, I just want to ask Kitten and anyone else in the chat if you feel like answering this question. How do you feel that Haas didn't come with a completely different livery after they lost Rich Energy? Or after they ditched Rich Energy?
I mean, they are owned by a billionaire, but I understand for cost-cutting purposes, I mean, it's kind of pointless to do with like 5 races left in the season. My main concern is them sticking in the sport for more than a couple more years, because putting Grosjean back in the car kind of seems like a white flag to me. And there are a lot better options out there. And by a lot, I mean a lot.
Yeah. Newgarden.
Colton Herta.
Yeah.
And then Nico Hülkenberg, who I still think is certainly in the top half of drivers talent-wise on the grid, but you know,
he's not getting that podium, is he?
Can't get a competitive ride.
He's not getting that podium.
I mean, Grosjean's, whatever. He's better than me, but that's leaving a lot of room.
I have a story about Romain Grosjean I can tell. He span out in a GT car when some of my marshalling friends were marshalling, and
we've already seen Dougie and Talon. They're both closing in on Double A right here. I rolled not too far behind. Lopez has jumped Freeze, but Lopez, I'm assuming, I don't know what you think, JB, but I think he'll probably have to pin again. I think 27 laps is too much on mediums, but then again, he did defy logic last week at Le Castellet.
If the hard compound tyres can't do that distance... Oh, I've lost Kitten, apparently, due to Nat type. Ooh, that's not very good. Hopefully Kitten can rejoin us by leaving the chat and then coming back a few times that it works. So I'll carry on for a bit, but I'll just carry on what Kitten said. The hard compound would, if the hard compounder can't do 27 laps, then the medium compound won't, so I do believe we'll be seeing Lopez pitting once more in this Grand Prix as we look at Go-To Guy on the stream on the back of Hot Bread. Kitten has rejoined us. Can we hear him? No, we can't. One more time, Kitten. One more time. One more time. Oh. Dougie, though, right on the back of Double A. as the Englishman, I believe he's still English, is trying to get past the Hungarian Canadian, who's trying to also defend from Talon, who's going to think about attacking too. What can the Red Bull Honda get up to? Right on the back of the Renault, as the Renault power car tries to get close. Someone had 32 laps on the hards. That is
there we go.
Interesting statement. Now we do have him back. So Lopez may be able to go there, as Connor in the chat saying someone's done 32 laps on the hards at this race. So that might be interesting.
Yeah, I unfortunately got a one of those Nat type things.
Yeah.
Never had that in a race before, but yeah. Tried to join back, then I joined another party, then I joined back. Here I am. Hey guys.
Hello.
What's up? We're getting better. Coming to you live from my mom's basement.
Did you miss me?
It's gonna be a shame whenever I move out of my mom's basement. I'm gonna lose my tagline.
You just go back. Just go back to stream there. Dougie on the back of Double A though. 23 laps of racing down. Lopez to pit lane. Whoa, a little bit of movement from someone's rear end there, be it Dougie, be it Double A, as they come towards the second sector.
Dougie's real close.
He is so close that he's looking...
Yeah, I think that... I mean, I said at the start, I think that medium to hard is a lot more fruitful than the soft to hard. Pretty sure... I think Dougie might have this race in the bag as soon as he can get past Double A. Unfortunately for him, that means the Talon's going to be right up his arse.
His gearbox, yes, his gearbox.
Yeah, excuse me. I've been learning, been learning Queen's English.
Oof, I'm not going to say as opposed to something else, because that would involve us talking about politics, and I ain't doing that. So 23 laps of racing down, 35 on the clock. What can happen in these last stages? Because we're getting towards the point where we're going to start thinking about driver day and last lap moves. And Dougie, I think he's about to make a last lap move, not on the last lap in the moment. But look at Double A is consistently going from one side of the track to the other. And Dougie does do the Alex Albon style dive, and they're close. They touch.
Almost touch.
They do touch.
Was that touch? Ooh.
And they go side by side once more. Dougie is going to try and hold it. He's not going to have the run. He's got to lead out the room though as they head towards Sector 2. This is where Marcus Ericsson crashed in 2014. And Talon's thinking, yes, get closer and closer. I will slip back.
Yeah, I think this is only going to pay dividends to Talon, who's still up on ERS compared to Dougie. I think Dougie might have an outright pace advantage, but honestly, the longer the Double A stays out in front, I think Talon's going to continuously kind of close down this gap.
Talon's going full Monty Burns right now, thinking, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, second one. Who's that? That's a consistent yellow Steve Freeze, is it?
Oh, no? It's Breezy. It's Breezy, and Breezy lost it in the same place, or not the same place Jones did, but where Jones lost it in qualifying. Oh, and he's gonna have to replace his wing too. That right side's came.
Here we go. Dougie consistently now is going to have the line as Double A tries to close him off as he goes to the outside line. He is through. Who's brave on the brakes though? Sector 3 yellow flags are waving. It's Hot Bread. But this time round, Dougie is still behind Double A. What a move from the Canadian Hungarian.
Dougie.
Oh, he turned it on him.
Dougie just turned into him.
That was a nasty move from the Englishman. Double A now with damaged front wing. No damage, sorry, on this front wing.
I don't think that's. I mean, I'm sure you saw the same angle that I did.
I had the dramatic angle, yeah, not the onboard. Oops.
Yeah, it was a dramatic angle. It looked like he really just cut him.
Yeah, it did just look like he just cut his left hand down and just bang took him out.
Not sure how that's going to play out.
Oh, speaking of not sure how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I think
Lopez in the barrier. It's all falling apart. No damage on the house though.
Those are on fresh mediums too. He was going for a 2-stop, unfortunately. I think those mediums were probably just a little underheated. Put a little too much traction on them.
So
Low
Joe
for Lopez, but
Breezy
he can
is
still
out.
get himself. Yeah, Breezy is out. Lopez still can get points here today.
So with Breezy being out, do you think that's a McLaren issue, or do you, with the fact that his teammate's also out, or do you think that's just down to hard luck?
No, I mean Breezy didn't have a whole lot of time to practice this week, so
At,
understandable.
at this point, I'm trying to give poor Jones an excuse.
I am too. Jones was kind of in charge of all the practice sessions for Team McLaren. Unfortunately, I think that maybe that qualifying session where he crashed out, maybe that shook him a little bit. He
Yeah.
actually wasn't in that bad of a position. Into the top 10 on the hard tires, right behind Breezy, as a matter of fact. But,
Well,
yeah, tough days for McLaren.
it's like having Honda in the back of the car again. Now, looking at Be Good Fever as he gets a time penalty, he's on the back at Lopez. Lopez, who obviously crashed a lap before, this time didn't, and now my cat wants to go out.
Let it out.
No, she can stay here for a bit. She might come and start meowing down the microphone. She likes doing that.
Sounds like we're two peas in a pod.
I know. I think she wants Meg to come in. I think she wants the other one to come in. Double A to pit lane. Taking him a while too. Let's just ride on board with him down the pits.
Get it in new wings. That is tough for Double.
So Double A returning to the racetrack. I wonder if he was trying to brave out to try and stick on the softs. That would have been a shout, wouldn't it?
I think that wing had too much damage on it. Plus those hards being so old. Close to 20 laps. Probably just was not worth it in the end. As we see, he's going to have the ability to track down Hot Bread and maybe even Sequit here in the last 8 laps. But yeah, that's unfortunate for Double A. I would be surprised if he doesn't send something in on Dougie.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the camera angles on that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would like to see the onboards because we both saw the same exact director's shot, if you will, on the outside of turn 3. But it's for me at least, from this week for you, that did look like Dougie just.
Well, we've seen a lot of that this week, haven't we? With people just cutting into this corner here, especially in this race particularly. We see it with Professional as well. He cut in and caused an incident earlier on in the race.
Yeah, I mean, some of that does come down to the particular circuit. There are a lot of strange traction zones, a lot of different blinds you can take through, a lot of different flowing corners like turn 3 or the final corner or the corner before that. Could be just just misreading where the car was going to be, but that was an extremely aggressive just closing of the door.
Well, on board with Talon, who is actually starting to play with his ERS, which he's been saving all this time. I think Talon is in the mood to win this race, though he technically already is, if you look at Dougie with time penalties, isn't he?
Is he? Does Dougie have time penalties? I have not checked that myself.
I believe Dougie has time penalties from my extensive memory banks, and I don't think Talon has any. So if I set my co-commentator off to look at the race director, what will be happening as we look at Double A on the back of Hot Bread? Hot Bread's in trouble as he tries. He lost the rear end in a straight line. That's so odd. Only someone truly remarkable can lose the rear end when going straight.
Now, Dougie did get a warning for that collision with Double A, as I'm sifting through the multitude of incidents here.
Is that why you giggled at when you opened it? You just go, wow!
There's, actually, it's not that bad. There's only 28. But
Oh,
that
Talon
is
four-wheel drifting his way off the track there as he turned in. His rear end wasn't quite settled. Very well done to catch that. So as we wait to hear whether Talon is in the lead of this race yet via penalties or not, DRS is going to open on Talon's car. And Dougie is gaining a little bit under at the initial stage of the straight, but I think Talon's altogether more composed in his AlphaTauri Toro
Dougie
Rosso.
does not.
Does he
And Double A
not?
is gonna
Sector
set
one?
some fast laps here. Dougie does have. He has one warning plus the warning for the collision with Double A, which surely will be investigated after the race.
We had a yellow flag briefly as we see Hot Bread dropping behind Lopez now. We had a yellow flag briefly in Sector 1, but I could not for the life of me find out what it was. Actually, Hot Bread's not done battling Lopez, but he has to be now because his tyres are cooked.
That's 22 laps.
25 laps on his tyres. Zandamar, 26 laps. I think these gentlemen's cojones have got so big the cars are starting to slow down.
I think they would prefer to just not race anymore. Just call it a day now.
They're driving on concrete at this point, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, there's probably just strips of rubber missing from the outside of these tires. It's probably just awful. I can't imagine going that long. 26 laps plus 5 more for Zandermark.
I did 24 when I at Silverstone a few seasons ago when they had the ice blue hard tyres, and I actually went on to win the race after I had a lap one collision. But do I go in 24 laps on the hard tyres? But that was an experience. It was raining at the end, and I was sliding all over the track. More stories from my past and my multiple years of league racing. As we look at Talon now, he's closer to the back of Dougie than you think, but I don't think he's going to have it done.
Talon still does have about, I don't know, I'd say about a sector's worth of VRS on Dougie. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Talon in these last few laps, but I do think that Talon's been game planning for this the entire race. At least it should be committed. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but it should be committed. His really from lap 1, the way he's thought this race out.
I wonder if Talon's just left it a little bit too late to start powering up the Honda engine in the back as he gets another big slide at the back of the Toro Rosso as they're coming down. He's starting to fight the car because the car is not behaving. So he's over driving the car a little bit there, isn't he?
Yeah, it is an interesting thing that I thought about whenever they pit at the same time. Talon, I don't think he was really planning on that. I think, he just saw Dougie go in and he instinctively followed him. I wonder what kind of race the end of this could be if Talon had stayed out for another lap or 2 laps, tried to overcut Dougie. But instead, here we are, locked within,
Talon's faster.
6 to 8 tenths.
Talon is much faster right now in that sector. Talon is starting to wind up. I think Talon still has a chance to win this race with number 19, Toro Rosso.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, certainly.
This is the closest he's been out of this corner for a while. It was 5 tenths mid-corner. DRS opening. He's visibly closer. Look how much closer he is. Is he going to try on the brakes?
No.
He's close. I think it's definitely going to be moved into 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. I mean, that's by far the best overtaking spot on the circuit. If Talon can keep it close here, keep it within, half a second, we might have ourselves some sort of race. And I think the thing that Talon's doing is he's really nailing the second sector, whereas Dougie's not as much.
Dougie's using hot lap as well. That's the thing. He's using the qualifying lap mode. Red Bull have given him everything in this. You can use every engine mode you've got, and Talon's just going for it.
Yeah, I think Talon's gonna let him deplete his ERS.
That was
Because
close.
Talon's well over 100% right now, or well over 50% right now, and Dougie's down to the limit.
I think
almost.
he should just dump it this lap. Just dump everything he's got, because he's going to be in serious trouble if he's behind him on the next one. And he's messed up that final sector. As we look on board with Talon, he's getting close. The Talons are out. And he's getting I don't know what he's doing right now, to be honest with you.
He's getting closer every lap, coming through turn 2. The second DRS zone is not much of anything. It's pretty useless.
He's so much closer. He's within 3 tenths. This is phenomenal speed.
He's on it.
What can the Toro Rosso do? Will it get through? Or will the Red Bull hold off? Still 2 to go here. Well, 1.5 laps to go. Secret dropping behind Double A as Double A tries to make up for the mistakes earlier on in the race. Both Red Bulls being caught in controversial accidents, as Talon is so much more confident on these tyres right now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's yeah, and you see a lockup from Dougie right there. I think he's forcing Dougie into making mistakes. He's, put him in a pressure cooker right now. He's just making sure. Dougie knows he's there. Yeah, see if you can stay ahead of me for one more lap.
Now we follow them onto the straight. DRS opening on Talon's car. Does Talon make a move? Sector 3, we have a yellow.
Professional.
Yeah, this is a professional move. No, that's a very professional crash there. That's a very, yeah. I think that Talon that time round didn't get as good an exit as Dougie. And this is going to be a last lap move. Double A with the fastest lap of the race. That's 1 point heading to him. I am in a position now where I'm starting to think that Red Bull might be the car to be in rather than the Toro Rosso right now. And Dougie, I don't believe he's won a race yet, has he?
Talon's saving for something. I think Talon has an idea of what he's going to do.
I think that he's got an idea what he's going to do. He's going to drive straight past the podium, head straight for the nearest pub. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I don't know what to do about all of this, but the professionals drop down behind the goats of Hypertoast, and professional is out on the final lap of the race. Dougie, though, it's been a race to remember for Dougie, and he is going to cross the line, and Dougie has won the race on the line. The question is, though, with that contact with Double A, is he going to keep the win?
Certainly controversial. I'm not a steward, but that's on the line right there. I do have to question Talon's management towards the end there on the ERS. He still had 35% left as he crossed the finishing line. You can't take it with you. I have a feeling that Talon might have just lost track of what lap it was, being such an intense battle for so long.
A blow to the championship lead, though, as Steve Freeze dropped behind Go-To Guy due to penalties. But Dougie does win in the Red Bull. 2 Hondas and a Mercedes-powered car on the podium. Well, what do you expect?
He gives you wings.
Honda doesn't give you wings. Honda has wings. I think they should have stuck the Honda wing logo that they have on the motorbikes on the side of the Red Bull. Just as Red Bull gives me wings instead of Honda. So, a British driver wins ahead of an American and a Canadian. That's a spread and a half, isn't it?
Feels like 1941 all over again.
I'm not gonna rise to it. I'm not gonna. So, barring any serious investigations, these are how the drivers will line up. Dougie finishing in P1, ahead of Talon in P2, Iroll in P3. Go-To Guy in P4, C3 is in P5 after finishing P10, well done to him. Fatal in P6 and Double A in P7, Secret is in P8 and Lopez in P9 and Hot Bread P10, well done to him for going an absolute age a day on his tyres. Out to the points, Be Good Fever finishing P11, Zandamar finishing in P12. Drivers who didn't make it to the flag, Hyper Toast who lagged out, Professional, Joe Breezy, Jones and Doff did not make it to the end of the race. And relax.
I mean, if we're talking driver of the day, I don't think you could be lost on Dougie, even with, some possible controversy, as you guys say. But
I'm quite looking at Hot Bread though, to doing like well over 20 laps on his tyres and still getting points.
It's impressive. I'm looking at Go-To Guy in P4.
So P12.
He had probably the most anonymous race out of anybody. I didn't follow him at all, but ending up in P4 is another good result for him. He's had a few in a row, just like that, where he's qualified poorly but rebounded for the race.
Well, that was the race. Where are we next week? We're at Japan next week, aren't we?
We are in Suzuka, Japan.
So we're heading off to Honda's playground. So Honda are looking to make it 2 for 2 after a win here in the Platinum class. What do you expect to see next week, apart from some very pretty girls coming to watch the race?
Well, I'm not really into J-pop, but I have some tickets to a J-pop concert. JB, if you wanna come with, we can hang out.
We're gonna dress up as the girls. We're gonna cosplay.
Choreographed lip syncing by a bunch of Japanese people in blonde wigs. Maybe
he really doesn't like J-pop by the sounds of that. Wow.
I don't really have an opinion. That's just what I've seen. I do expect hopefully some rain. Would be nice. I think, and I would love a nice rain race in Suzuka. Nothing says Suzuka like a damn. I almost said tsunami, but
monsoon. Monsoon is the word you're looking for.
Monsoon. Yes, I cycled through like 3 different syllables to start that, and I wound up on precisely the wrong one.
Well. Find out what happens next week for the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll have coverage on Tuesday, starting with the silver class, then off to the golden class on Wednesday, where you see Kitten patter his way around the track at Suzuka, and then you'll be rejoining us here in the platinum class, the platinum booth with our nice big booth to be able to watch the race. My name is JB. Thank you, Kitten, for joining us as always.
Of course.
And we will see you next time for the Japanese Grand Prix. Have a very good weekend. I hope you enjoy watching Jensen Button destroy the DTM drivers, because of course we're going to support him. I mean, Jesus, what's my namesake from? And we'll see you next time. Ta-ra, guys!